Unleashed. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Matt Demaz here, and welcome to episode 13 of the Matt Demaz Unleashed podcast. What a year. Oh my god. Yeah, it's been a minute since the previous podcast. I mean, shit. It's been a year. It's definitely been a year. That's for damn sure. This is a 4-digit number. Wow, where do I even begin? I mean, when we left off in February, everything was kind of alright. And then all of a sudden, everything just fell off a cliff. Like, the stock market died. Everyone started panicking, buying toilet paper. Just can't do anything, can't go outside, lockdowns, blah, blah, blah. It was freaking crazy. And then all the protesting in America after all that cop killed that guy or whatever. And then it just kept going and going. And then you had this fucked up election, and then System of a Down released new music for the first time in 15 goddamn years, you know? I just fucking... You know, it must be, like, seriously... It must be getting increasingly difficult to be a commentator, like, YouTuber, because... You know, every day, like, a billion things happen at once, so it's really hard to keep up. It's probably why guys like fucking Sticks or whatever make like 6 videos a day. I mean, Jesus Christ, it just keeps going, and I don't know, I kind of just I just couldn't be bothered, like, trying to keep up with all the stuff that was going on. I kind of ran out of things to talk about, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just do my streams and Let's Plays and all that, and just try to, you know, just... Yeah, but, you know, I've managed to, get my shit back together and get some money together, and decided to continue the podcast. So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys are doing great and all that stuff. I'm doing super. I just bought a new bike that should be here on Friday. Lost a fair bit of weight since last year. Got some new attire. Got a cool jacket. Got a whole bunch of cool stuff I'm gonna wear in my videos and whatnot coming up. You know, I always wanted to do up my wardrobe and just move things around and just sell all my old clothes, or, you know, give them away, I should say. I probably wouldn't sell them. I don't think anyone would even buy them. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I've just been focusing on work. I got promoted to a store manager in, like, June after all that chaos that was friggin' April and May. So I've been making a little bit more money now, but, you know, it's nothing too crazy. I'm still kind of, you know, I've got enough money saved up so that I can be relatively comfortable, but it's just becoming more and more of a headache to try to, you know, sustain myself, especially with the current, like, climate. Like, COVID has really messed up everything, and I mean everything. Like, it's literally changed the foundations of, like, everyday life. It's just ridiculous. But the good news is they came out with a vaccine a few days ago. Coincidentally, one business day after the President Biden got elected, by the way. How frickin'... What a coinky-dink, huh? Why do people love toying with our lives, man? I just don't get it. Shit's ridiculous. Like, how the hell do you camp on a vaccine for COVID that is killing hundreds and thousands of people right now? I just can't even... I don't fucking care. Let's talk about something else. I'm sick and tired of talking politics and COVID. Let's, kind of continue little, thing I was going on about with... I was talking about my favorite video game franchises and wrestlers and all that. Yeah, I figured I would talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and that's Pokemon movies. Now, you know, like, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. You guys know that. My freaking YouTube channel is filled with, like, multiple Let's Plays of the franchise. I've got, like, Fire Red fully played, got Ruby version fully played. Definitely need to work on Gold version or Perfect Crystal, but that's, you know, for some other time. I mean, these are RPGs. They take up a pretty long time. So, I have to set aside time when I'm not working to, record that footage. But yeah, there's just something about the movies, man, that makes me come back and watch them. You know, every time I watch like a Pokemon movie, it just feels so like extravagant and epic. Like the animation is so fluid, and it's like the pacing of it is so like cool. Like it's not freaking cringe inducing like the anime, at times where it's just like it get with the movies, it's like this friggin' epic adventure, and I love it. I always love watching the first movie and the third movie, and even the Mewtwo special and all that other stuff. Pokemon movie 2000 and The Spell of the Unknown, I think, is the one from 2001. I actually saw that in theaters when I was a kid. That was pretty an amazing experience. Pokemon, the first movie, is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I'd rank it up there, like, next to, like, Back to the Future and The Matrix and all that good stuff. It's honestly really, like, memorable and nostalgic for me. And I mean, yeah, it's cheesy as hell, and you've got, the late 90s, like, pop singers singing over people crying and shit, but hey, man, it did the job. It did the job. Our Western brains soaked that shit up, it's... Man, every time I remember when I was like... when I was like 10 years old, when I first got into Pokemon, when I was playing Red version on Pokemon Stadium, and my mum brings home this VHS tape, and it had like the first 3 episodes of the anime, and it had like a trailer for like the Sonic OVA that I used to watch over and over again. That shit was amazing. Actually, the VHS tape came with my Nintendo 64, the Pokemon version, the PAL version, I guess, or European release, I don't know. And man, that, there's just, it made me really appreciate, like, how, because I was so young, and I was just starting to learn about how movies are made, and how, like, tapes are put out, and media, and DVDs were just around the corner too, so I was seeing that stuff starting to roll out. I mean, it was expensive as hell, but it was still a thing even back then. The late 90s was such such an extraordinary time in human history. Like, there was this huge shift that was ushering in this new era of culture, and the West were really starting to get really started to get like obsessed with anime, and like, it was just, the movies like The Matrix that's based off like, anime mangas, I should say. And just Final Fantasy VII with, the edgy McEdgelord with the big sword, and it just felt like this huge shift was happening in culture, and it's something that's just really something I really love talking about, because it's left such a profound impact on my life that I just cannot even like describe to you. I feel like I've been a part of like some of the best years in human history. Like, I mean, wrestling was freaking insanely good, fucking Attitude Era. Pokemon was blowing up. You had animes were starting to become, like, localized. You had, like, the Ocean dub with Dragon Ball Z and all that, and Toonami and Sailor Moon and all that good shit. It all, oh my god, there's just something about the late 90s and early 2000s. It just seems like everything just clicked, you know what I mean? It's really hard to explain. It was just like, there was a huge shift in like culture, and like it was just this huge revolution. Like, gone were the days of the cheesy, say your eat your vitamins and say your prayers stuff. It was all about, being dark and mysterious, and it was really cool, like, to see humanity evolve like that when it came to the way they like to express themselves. And like, it's just something that I can still like look back and at awe, because while some stuff has aged pretty badly, a lot of the stuff has aged incredibly well. Case, do I even need to bring up The Simpsons? I tell you, man, the 90s, there's something else. There's something else. And Pokemon, the first movie, was like one of the like core pieces of the structure. It was holding the structure together. When that movie came out, it exploded. It was like this huge boom of like just hysteria, and kids were going, "Oh my god!" It was just, oh man, I really wish we could go back to this stuff. I know that's a fucking look. I know that's a thing that, it sounds cliche, but really, I really wish we could do this again. Like, I really wish we could relive some sort of revolution, and because stuff now is like, I don't mean to be that guy, but there's too much political correctness going on, man. I mean, and look, I understand that companies need to make money and all that stuff. That's fine and dandy, but enough's enough. Wrestling nowadays sucks. It's just like, just turn on the TV and it's just a bunch of freaking drones just going on and on, just spouting out bloody BS. I don't know what it is, man. There's something about to this day and age that I feel a huge disconnect with, and honestly, the more people I meet online, I learn a lot about like people. And you try to coexist with people and try to understand people. It's important that we all try to get along, even if we have differences, whether it be political, whatever. But I've noticed like a lot of young people, like Zoomers or whatever, they may not be able to experience what I did, but they are actually obsessed with nostalgia. They're obsessed with Sailor Moon and all that old stuff, which is like surprising to me, because does that mean that the stuff was really that good that even Zoomers are into it? And I'm like, well, I guess it is. And that's what I'm trying to say. It really was something special. When you've got young kids like appreciating like, the effort of all these like people creating all of these works of art, you really have to stand back and be like, I really did live through like the best years, and it was just something, man. And every time a Pokemon movie came out, I was there front row. It was just so epic. I'm like, this is badass. It's freaking, oh my god. It's just, oh my, I just can't even describe it. Pokemon was like one of the biggest things next to like Beyblades and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I want to say Magic, although I didn't really see Magic the Gathering around that much. It was kind of like, a really niche thing here. There was probably some kids that played it, but I never met them. So, it was really an interesting time, because I always used to wish that the Pokemon animes would be more like the movies, just because of how like mature they are and edgy somewhat. Like, the kitty shit with the 4 Kids stuff, it just doesn't work for me. Although I will go back and watch like the old episodes, like the Indigo League and all that. I just can't watch anything past Diamond or Pearl. It just, maybe Sun and Moon, Ultra Legends or something like that. Actually, I don't mind the new anime. Even the art style is actually pretty good now. I mean, because I remember the meme was that they were changing the art style, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna look like garbage. Oh, it looks like garbage." And then, like, after a little bit, because I think it's like one guy that does a lot of that stuff, and when you look at that animation, it's like, wow. Yeah. I'm always I appreciate really fluid animation. Like, I'm pretty obsessed with like animation and whatnot, and like a lot of the Japanese artists that I've heard about in Discord servers and whatnot, and I always wanted to be like a comic book, drawer. I've got a tablet over there with my stylus, and it's waiting for me to draw a comic any day now, and I just haven't been bothered to do it. It's just no time, and but yeah, it's just, there's something about fluid animation that is really appealing to me, as opposed to just a stiff, like, what 2 FPS stuff that you see in, like, certain episodes of Pokemon. Yeah, there was just something about it, man. And I always loved the movies so much. Like, honestly, there was some of the really, there's actually some really good movies. One of my favorite movies, believe it or not, is actually, I think it's Arceus, the Jewel of Life, I believe it is. I think they got some of the 4Kids dudes that they got Dan Green in there, and it was basically like this really cool like concept of basically the god of all Pokemon like lending his power to someone to restore the land or whatever, and then one thing leads to another, and then he wants to seek out vengeance on mankind. It's just fun, silly stuff like that I really like watching. When it comes to like cartoons in general, or just anything in general, really. If it's got like a outrageous story, but it makes enough sense for it to be interesting, then I don't really mind. So maybe I got low standards. Maybe I'm just a little bit, not too. I don't like being critical of things that I think don't deserve vitriol criticism. I'll say a couple of bad things about something, but I won't like make a 5-hour video. It's just some of the Pokemon movies are miss. Like it's hit and miss. Like past like Generation 3, I want to say. Although, I guess like I said, the Arceus movie is really good, and I actually like the what was that movie with what was it, Shaman? I don't know. There was some talking Pokemon, and thought that was pretty. Oh yeah, the Genesect movie, that was freaking awesome, man. You get the female Mewtwo, that's crazy, man. Oh man, I could. Oh yeah, Pokemon Forever. I think that's the one with Celebi. That's also one of my favorites. Because there's a pretty sad scene there that pretty deep. Pokemon Heroes Latios and Latias. I think that's how you say the names. Yeah, that was a really fun movie too. It wasn't as good as the other ones, but it's memorable. Jirachi Wishmaker. I thought it was alright. I don't really go back and watch as much as the other ones, but it's definitely something worth checking out if you're interested. Destiny Deoxys is actually a pretty good movie. There's some pretty fun like kaiju sort of stuff going on like towards the end of the movie with Rayquaza and just blowing stuff up, and yeah, pretty sweet. Like you just got Deoxys and Rayquaza fighting each other. It's freaking awesome. Okay. Oh yes. How could I forget this? Lucario and the Mystery of Mew is honestly my favorite Pokemon movie of all time. Like that is a fantastic movie. I watched that over and over again. I love the appearance of the Reggies. I love like Mew's appearances, like doing all these trickery and oh my god! Yeah, when I saw it for the first time, it actually kind of creeped me out. Like, because like when Reggie Rock appears, he's like, or whatever it is. I can't fucking do that. And freaking, Reggie Steel and Reggie Ice, like Reggie Ice sounds like freaking Reggie Ice sounds like a freaking dubstep VST. Just makes freaking weird noises like. Oh my god. Actually, I like Reggie Steele's like, yeah, just someone ring up Skrillex and get him on board with that. I just oh man. But yeah, oh yeah, Rise of Darkrai is definitely another movie that I think is good. Giratina Sky Warrior, I think it's okay, but I don't think it's that memorable. Although I do love Giratina as a mon. I don't know. I just didn't really find that movie interesting. But it was cool to see. I think Shaman's in that movie. It was pretty fun to see him run around. Yeah, and then after that, there was Arceus, Jewel of Life, and Zora Arc, Master of Illusions. I thought it was pretty fun. So you've got the movies Pokemon Black and White. I actually really enjoyed the Black and White movie. I really like that scene towards the end where they get shot up in the sky and Ash is like freezing or something like that. I forget what it is, but yeah, it's pretty generic like setup, but like the action scenes are pretty impressive. Um, Kyrium and the Sword of Justice, can't say I really cared about that. Genesac, yeah, the Genesac movie though, yeah, I've already, talked about how awesome that is. Um, there's the Diancie movie, Diancie movie. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I don't know, I kind of lost track after that movie. Oh yeah, I think the only two oh yeah, I watched Volcanon and the Mechanical Marvel like once, and it was like, but it's still pretty alright, I guess. And I Choose You is obviously like a retelling of like the Indigo League and all that in a movie and all that, and The Power of Us is like some like Power of Us is actually a really good movie. It stars this schoolgirl. She tries to catch a Pokemon, and there's like some shenanigans going on at like some theme park or something like that. I forget what it was. And basically, this Pokemon's like burning down. There's like a fire or something. I don't know. You guys need to check that out. It's actually pretty. I actually really dig the animation of that movie, The Power of Us. Definitely recommend it. And yeah, obviously Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Yeah, there's not much to be said about that. It's basically the first movie, but like it's in 3D. And yeah, but honestly, if I had to rank these movies in order, definitely. Oh man. All right, let me just write down a little tier list here, while I'm talking, and I'll make a list. I'm pretty certain Pokemon the first movie is either going to be like the top 3 or like the top 1. I just need to make my mind up here. Definitely all right, there we go. So Pokemon the first movie, uh I'll rank it at number 2. Yeah. I'll do this out of order to keep you guys in suspense. Pokemon Free, the movie, Spell the Unknown. I'll put that at number 3, definitely. Actually, no. I'll put it at number 4. Yeah. I think it's a great movie, but it's not like perfection. There's some stuff I don't like about it. Pokemon the movie 2000, as awesome as that movie is, I kind of think it's sort of forgettable. I don't know. I don't want to, be an asshole and say it's a bad movie, but I'm gonna put it at number 5. It's top 5. All right, guys. Just give me that. give me something to work with here. So, all right, we'll do a top 5 movies instead of top 10. Okay. So I'm gonna do a list here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I didn't really care much for the Pokemon Ranger movie, but it's pretty good, I guess. Let me see. Oh yeah, the Zoroark Master of Illusions movie has like Sean Schimmel as like the main villain or something. I remember that from that movie. That was pretty cool, I guess. Regardless of your opinions on the guy, I think he does good voice work. It is what it is. Um, I like to look at it that way. But yeah. Let me see. Okay. Alright, so this is my list from 5 to 1. Number 5, Pokemon the Movie 2000. Number 4, Arceus, the Jewel of Life. Number 3, Pokemon Forever. Number 2, Pokemon the First Movie. And my favorite movie would have to be Lucario and Mystery of Mew. It's that simple. That's my list. That's my list for now, anyway. It's subject to change, but yeah, that's pretty close. You know what? I always see myself watching Pokemon the Movie 2000, Pokemon Movie 3 more than the movie 2000. So I'll make Pokemon Spell the Unknown number 5. Yeah, sorry, 2000. Yeah, that's my list. Pokemon movie 3, Arceus Forever, first movie. Hokare Mystery Mew. I might as well go through the plots of these movies while we're talking about the movies. So basically, Pokemon the first movie is about. Okay, so that there was actually like a special on the American version called Pikachu's Vacation, which would play at the beginning of the movie, I believe. I think they did the same thing with the other movies. Like it was like the first time we could see like some Gen 2 Pokemon or whatever, and that was fun seeing Meryl and Snubble or whatever it was. So basically, what the first movie is about, I'll give you a general idea. I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't seen it, but I mean, it's like 20-plus-year-old like movie, LOL. But just to be safe, there's still people that'll be like, oh, I haven't seen it yet. Basically, the scientist was hired by Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket, to clone a Pokemon from the legendary Pokemon Mew, and that Pokemon was Mewtwo. Basically, Mewtwo has a shit fit, breaks out of the laboratory, and I'm assuming kills everyone in there. They don't really show people getting killed. I can't imagine they would do that for a kids movie, but it's heavily implied that people got hurt. So, it is what it is. And then he meets up with Giovanni, basically lands in his helicopter. He's like, hey. And Mewtwo's like, so. And they're like, yeah, you want to, work with me? And so Giovanni and Mewtwo, they do their thing. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of the movie because it just feels so badass. There's something about Giovanni and Mewtwo's partnership that gives me chill bumps. Like, I'm like, man, this is freaking awesome, dude. Like, this dude's like such a giga chad. He's got like Mewtwo like as his Pokemon and stuff, but eventually Mewtwo like turns on him and wants to seek revenge against mankind, I guess. So that's that, and shenanigans ensue, and the guys, they all land and head to this tower where they face off with Mewtwo, and there's some pretty good sequences there, especially out in the sea. There's a pretty good scene where they swim through the water, and very good animation with the clouds and the water. It's like, oh, it's so delicious. But yeah, that's the first movie, basically summarized. It's just, Mewtwo causing havoc and all that stuff. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, I'd still say watch it again because what are you doing? It's a great movie. So, Pokemon the movie 2000, Power 1. It's basically this Pokemon collector that's trying to get like the legendary birds, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno. And, there's some like elemental kind of like prophecy, mumbo jumbo, whatever. Apparently this takes place in the Orange Island, so that's interesting. But yeah, apparently Ash is like the chosen one, and he's gonna save the world, and we get an appearance from Lugia, which was like, when you're like, what, 11 years old like me, I'm in the movie theater going, wee, just like just screaming my head off because I'm like, wow, it's a new Pokemon and all that, and it's just, oh man, it's an experience. Like it was a great movie, but I don't think it's like my top 5 just because it's just, I don't know. It kind of feels really cheesy. Like the plot kind of just feels so formulaic. It's like, oh, Ash is the chosen one. Everyone will turn to Ash, and it's like, yeah, no, that doesn't work. It just, I don't know, man. But there's also a special before it called Pikachu's Rescue Adventure, and that's fun. So yeah, the third movie, you got, Unknown, Entei, LOL, turn everything to ice. It's a pretty fun movie, man. I mean, every time I go back and watch it, it's just like I just like the way it's presented. I like the premise. I like the fact that Oak and Ash's mum are like, I think Oak actually refers to her as her real name. I think it's Delilah or whatever, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a more mature kind of like converse compared to the anime. That's what I like about the movies, man. I mean, it's just that, like, just the way. Yeah, Delia, that's her name. But yeah, there's something about it, man. There's this, and of course, there's this Pikachu and Pichu like special before it. I think that's where you see like the Hoppips and like the all the next gen Pokemon. Now, Pokemon Forever. Basically, in Johto region, there is a Pokemon trainer named Sam, and he's warned by a woman named Toa to be wary of the voice of the forest, which is basically Celebi, who can time travel. And by chance, Celebi is actually being pursued by a hunter and is injured, and Sam actually protects it from the hunter, but Celebi uses its powers to travel forward in time, taking Sam with it. So, time travel, go burr, and all that other fun stuff. You also get to see Suicune, which is pretty fun. Um, it's definitely a movie. It's a lot more darker than the other movies because at the beginning there's a scene where this dude like goes on a rampage with a Tyranitar and all that other fun stuff. So definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the next movie is Pokemon Heroes, Latios and Latias. Basically, they're these Pokemon that are like invisible and can like shapeshift and whatnot. It's pretty fun. Like I said, I do watch it a lot, but I don't think it's as memorable as I don't know, a lot of the other stuff. So it kind of just exists for me. But it's still a pretty good movie. You guys should check it out. I feel the same way about Jirachi Wishmaker. Destiny Deoxys is a little bit better. It actually has some pretty decent animation in it, like I said. But yeah, obviously Lucario and the Mystery Mew is a must-see, and yeah, Pokemon Ranger. I don't really know much about that. I did watch a little bit of it from time to time on some websites and stuff, but yeah, I couldn't really get into it. Rise of Darkrai, on the other hand, was pretty interesting. Same with Giacchina, sort of, and Arceus and Jewel of Life. I've watched that multiple times. That's definitely a movie you guys need to check out. That's pretty fun. Zoroark, Master of Illusions. Like I said, it's you got Goku doing a voice, so might as well have a look at it if you're interested. Um, yeah, Black and White, pretty good. Kirim, Genesect is really good. And Beyonce is okay. Hoopa, I don't really know much about that. Volcanion and the Mechanical Marble is the thing. And yeah, obviously the last three movies, I Choose You, The Power of Us, and Mutant Strikes Back Evolution are definitely serviceable, so definitely check them out. But yeah, that's basically, that's all the movies, I believe. There are some specials here and there, like the Mewtwo special, but, I definitely recommend that one though because it's actually really good. So check it out when you get the time. Other than that, I think that's about it. Most of them. Oh yeah, Detective Pikachu obviously, but it's live action. But yeah. But yeah, man, the movies definitely a lot more. I always found them a lot more entertaining than the anime because they're just a lot more epic, higher budget, better animation. It's just. I mean, what can I say? They're just a joy to watch, and I'll probably keep on watching them until I get sick of it, which will probably be never. Anyway, that just about wraps it up for this episode podcast. Hope you guys got some interesting information there. Hope you guys go check out those movies. I really think you should look at them. They're pretty they're definitely products of their time. Some of them, like especially like the older ones, but I reckon you'll enjoy them if you're a Pokemon fan. If you like the games, you watch the anime, and you want something a little bit, just fun and just kind of over the top. The movies will definitely satiate your appetite, and that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.